And in just a few seconds, as you guys come on here, we're going to have the polls close in a whole lot of states. So let's see if you guys can hear me, see me, anything of the sort. I'm still waiting 23, 24. Come on, YouTube. There we go. All right. And we got an ad. Harbor Freight tonight. Okay. What do you know? Let's get rid of that. And okay. I can see me. All right. I see a bunch of 5x5s coming down the pipe. Marianne, Mortimer, Krista, Tricia, Susan, Last Boy Scout, Healthy Disrespect, Beautiful Day, Undercover, Plaid Lad, 5x9. Nice. Okay. So we got a whole bunch of it. All right, guys. Let's jump right into what's going on. The polls are just closing in half a dozen states here. We already know they called Virginia for Trump in about 20 minutes. That was one that Nikki Haley was supposed to be competitive in. She's losing by 30 points. They called North Carolina with 0% of the vote in. As soon as the polls closed, they called North Carolina. Vermont is too close to call. Trump's only up by about 6 right now. They said that Nikki Haley has a chance to win Vermont. Nobody has a chance to win Vermont in November, not at least on the GOP side. So don't really care. Let's see if any of the other ones, let's see, just closed. Alabama, Maine, Massachusetts, Oklahoma, Tennessee. Yeah, I'm not worried about most of those. Mass, we might not know. Maine, we might not know. Alabama, Oklahoma, Tennessee. We'll know about those in the next couple of minutes. I mean, the last I looked, Trump was up almost 70 points in Tennessee. So I think it was 80 or 60 points. He was up, I think it was 81-19 was the last poll here in Tennessee. So yeah, not overly concerned about that one. So we'll pay attention to it throughout the night. We got Arkansas that closes at 8:30. So at the bottom of the hour, we'll check that, see what happens here. We'll pop in on that every once in a blue moon. As for me, I was kind of scrambling here at the last minute to get online. Heard from PBJ this evening, and she just got accepted to Butler's PA program. So now she's got a decision to make. She's got accepted to 2 of them. Butler is the number 27th PA school in the country. So now she's got to decide whether she wants to move down to Indianapolis or stay up in Fort Wayne. And she's leaning toward Indy. I'm like, absolutely, go to Indy, go to the better school. The fact that it's also $30,000 cheaper is not a big decision maker, right? Difference between Butler being a public school and St. Francis being a private school. But so that's the big excitement that's going on around here. As for me, it was finally getting the rest of my banana peppers, or finally getting the seeds today and getting all those planted. So I now have 288 bell peppers, 240 banana peppers, and what do we have? What's 15 times 24? 240 and another 40. So it's 288 beets. Are sitting in my greenhouse. My greenhouse is full at the moment with everything going on there. So when those things all get going and it's warm enough out here, I'll get those outside so I can put the next ones to start in, because still got tomatoes and cucumbers and all beans and all that sort of stuff that's got to get going, but it's not time for those yet. So, but that's what is going on around here. Obviously, the big deal today is Super Tuesday. It's what I've been paying attention to all day and seeing what the political realm is. We had the Facebook Instagram deal today, if you guys saw that at lunch, with the Facebook crashing. And I mean, we don't know what it is. Like I said, we had the Algerian army claim responsibility. Okay, whether that's true or not, we don't know. But the bigger thing that I look at and stuff like that is we're talking some of the, one of the biggest technology companies in the world. And if the security is that weak that an Algerian company or group can hack it, that tells you how vulnerable we are. Okay. I've got to think that the security at Facebook is probably a lot more up to date than the security at our electric company. Uh, so you start thinking about how vulnerable we are. And this is the point, take out cell phone towers, you take out the grid any way you want. I mean, we are very susceptible to less than savory players. Let's use that term. So just be careful. Kathy said, did I start broccoli, Brussels sprouts, or cabbage from seed? I did broccoli and cabbage. I'm not growing Brussels sprouts this year. But yeah, that's the other ones going up. Those are already 6 inches high. So as soon as I get some compost put down in the yard this weekend or on Friday, then my weekend plan is to do my tilling, till all that compost into the rest of my soil, get all my grass clippings and leaves and everything all mixed in. And then probably by Sunday, my broccoli and my cauliflower will be in the gardens. So that's it. All right, so let's jump in real quick here to Q&A, but I want to look and see if we've got any calls yet, just quickly. Because yes, I'm a political junkie. No, nothing as of yet. Okay, so let's get into Q&A. As per normal, if you got questions for me, please put them in all caps. Just makes it easier for me to see them. The only thing I do require is that everybody treat each other in here dignity and respect. I'm guessing that anybody trolls that know where I stand politically, okay, being the, for all intents and purposes, libertarian that I am. Yeah, we may have some of the Nikki Haley or the Joe Biden supporters come in here. Mods, just say goodbye. That's it, okay? We're not going to start arguments in here over anything. They can go to all the soy boy, skinny jean wearing channels tonight and talk about how great Joe Biden is. We can do that here. So, all right, let us get to the top and we will see what's on y'all's mind. Go from there. Okay, where are we? There we go. Montana Grizz fan. Hey, buddy, I haven't seen you in a while. Just before you came on, an ad for John Tester ran. I thought it was funny. Okay. Yeah, I just get a kick out of the Democrats running ads on my channel. Go for it. You want to waste your money? That's fine by me. Don't care. So, see a few guys saying congrats to PBJ. Thank you for that. Quite a few of you. Yeah, so the Storm Chasing Gal says, how's her foot? Her foot she's totally fine. I mean, when she had the accident that she wrecked the car around Christmas, that was when she got the boot off. So yeah, she's totally back to normal, everything, no big deal. So we're in good shape there. So let's just hope she doesn't do anything again, because now the deal with her going to Butler, this is where it changes everything. St. Francis started in August. Butler's course starts in May. So of course, if she makes the decision to go to Butler, she got 2 months to figure out everything. That would be a move. So she's got to find an apartment, get involved. And so I got a feeling there might be a road trip to Indiana for me here to give her a hand or whatever. But we'll see what's going on with that. But she just found out this evening, so she's still got to figure out what she's going to do. But she just got off work and she was going out with friends tonight. So she said she's going to call me tomorrow and I'll know a lot more details. I only had about 5 minutes to speak with her real quick tonight. Gus Wolf saying Butler's awesome. Yeah. I mean, again, and like I said, I'm not taking anything away from St. Francis. It's a great college, but when you got a choice to go to the number 27 ranked school or the number 199th ranked school, that makes the decision relatively easy for me. Okay. The fact is, the first year that she's applying for this and she got in to a high-ranked school is good. The fact that she's got accepted to 2 is practically unheard of, okay, in her first year of applying. So, but she's a smart kid. Let's see. Aristocat, what's with banana peppers? Seeds nowhere. Yeah, this is exactly what I said. What did I look? I looked at the co-op, the farmer's co-op. They didn't have them. I looked at the grocery store. I looked at the dollar store. I looked at Walmart. I looked at Tractor Supply, Mountaintop. I think looked at Ace Hardware. They didn't have them for me. Then they found them somewhere, and I had already ordered some from Johnny Seeds, so I had those too. So I was able to go out and plant everything that I had today. So yeah, I don't know what the deal is with banana peppers, why you can't find them this year, but there's a clue to everybody. This year, make sure you are saving seeds, okay? Because what if we can't get them at all next year? Now all of a sudden, if you've got some, you remember last year, I grew my white beans and my black beans specifically for seed. That was it. Now I've got a quart mason jar of each one of them full of seeds. So I can go out and plant 500-600 bean plants if I want, or however many beans fit in a quart jar. But not 10 that's in a bag that you paid $3 for. Flint McRock, on the JM Bullion app, what does the gold silver ratio mean? Okay. It's actually, there's somewhat of a relationship to how the prices move. You'd think it would be because they're precious metals, relatively in tune, okay? So what the gold silver ratio is basically how many ounces of silver it would take you to buy 1 ounce of gold. And you can tell, one way to tell if something's if one or the other is overvalued or undervalued, about 80 is parity, okay? That's where it should be. So if you see it taking more ounces of silver, let's say 85 ounces of silver to buy an ounce of gold, that should tell you that silver is undervalued at this point. Or if it's 75, it should tell you that silver is overvalued at this point to the price of gold. That's what the ratio is. Kathy, the questionnaire, okay, answer that one at the top when I saw it real quick. Rolling on down. Okay, Patrick King, during a hard cyber attack, the company being attacked shuts down. This is a very strong attack. Okay, I will take your word for that. It sounds like you've got some knowledge in the cyberspace area in regards to that. Kay Webbles, Pinball, are you an Orthodox Christian? No, I am not. Okay. As I consider myself a non-denominational Christian, okay, as best you can, okay. I've explained this many times. I don't believe in organized religion. Take it as you will, okay. I was born and raised Lutheran. The Lutheran Church completely turned me off with all of their, I think I told you the story about, oh, well, this little boy donated all his grandfather's baseball card collection and donated it to the church. This family sold their house and moved into an apartment and donated the money to the church. And I listened to that sermon one time. And then as I got out in the parking lot, I got into my 1991 Pontiac Sunbird that when I traded it, it took me 2 dealerships to find somebody that would even take the car. I got $100 for it. But I watched the pastor get into a brand new Park Avenue. Yeah, that was that, or when we were joining the church and we had to go to, because my ex-wife wanted to get married in this one particular church, so we had to go through all the classes, if you will, for that church. And we got drilled for a half an hour by somebody telling us about the tithing was 10%, and that's of your gross salary, not net. Okay, sorry. What I get is net. That's what everybody else gets is net. I don't care. But the final straw was, it was in January one year, and I got a bill from the church for $3,000. I think it was $3,500. I called the church. I said, what the hell is this? Oh, we figured it was just easier. We figured out what your tithing should be. So we thought it'd just be easier for you if you just wrote us a check, and that way you don't have to worry about putting the money in the collection plate each Sunday. And I'm like, you don't have to worry about me putting any money in the collection plate because I'm not coming back. That was it. That was the end of me in organized religion. So, yeah. We just shot to the bottom, so I got to find where I was. Okay. Thomas Seaban, or Siban, sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Have you ever preserved cooked meat in mason jars and covered in lard? I've canned boatloads of meat, but no, I've not covered any in lard. We've done, well, I mean, you guys have seen me do chili or stuffed peppers or galupsi. I've canned chicken leg quarters. We've canned pork, everything like that. But most of the time it is either in chicken broth or in water and spices or whatever. But no, I've never used it with lard. Healthy disrespect for authority. What veggie do I miss most on carnivore? For me, it's peppers. Uh, Actually, I don't know if you can consider this cheating because it's supposed to be okay. We had pork and cabbage for dinner. I love pork and cabbage. Uh, and cabbage has like 2 grams of carbs per cup of cabbage or something like that. So it's like, all right, I can have a little bit. I'm still all right. Peppers will be the one. And you wonder, it's like I just said, I'm growing like 600 pepper plants or 500 pepper plants or whatever. I'm hoping, A, that I've dropped the weight by the time pepper harvest comes in late August, that I can actually have some. But B, peppers are, at least for me, because of where I am, one of the most important vegetables to prep because I think I've told you guys this before. There's more vitamin C in a bell pepper than there is in a navel orange. Okay. I can't grow an orange tree here. I can't grow grapefruits. I mean, you can probably do a little one in the house or something, but it's not going to be enough to get you all the vitamins you need. Okay. So, growing peppers, and I love peppers, don't get me wrong. But that is a huge vitamin source for me in an SHTF event. I mean, I froze like 40 pounds worth of peppers last year that are out in the freezer. And if I get 100 pounds of peppers this year, because God knows how many we canned for stuffed peppers too, I'll freeze them all again. I'll can them all again because take the peppers, throw them in with some meat and some onions, make a stir fry out of it. Chop them up and throw them in with eggs and make a Western omelet of some sort. There's plenty of ways to cook them, not only eat peppers, but yeah, I'd say the one I'm going to miss most early on is peppers. The one Mrs. P is going to miss most early on is tomatoes. So, because she can have her cucumbers, so she's okay. Because remember, she's doing more of the keto diet, so she can still have her cucumbers. Let's see. Cassandra S., what do I have planted in the garden now? The only thing that is outside right now is the garlic, and that's been out since beginning of November, middle of November last year. My garlic's probably 16, 18 inches high already, so I should have a really good garlic crop this year, which I'm very happy for because I think I planted 120 cloves of garlic or something like that. So we'll have plenty of garlic. Susan Musser, thank you. We would have waited on you while you talked to PBJ. Now, she knows the schedule and she also made plans to go out with friends tonight. She says they're going out for cocktails. I don't know if they're going out to celebrate. I didn't have time to talk to her. I don't know if this is friends or friends from work or whatever. So, but she said they were going out. She only had a few minutes to, and she'd call me tomorrow. So that was good. But thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. One Kentucky Moon Runner. I wonder if there's a word missing, kind of like shine. I stopped to put diesel fuel in my truck this morning, $600, and my Bank of America card wouldn't work. Luckily, I also have a Palmetto State Bank card. Okay. I heard something this morning with this whole Facebook thing that there were a few places where there were ATM issues, but I didn't hear anything about uh, cards not working. So that in itself gets to be a scary topic too. And again, this goes into why you, me, everybody that pick a prepper channel says have some cash, because when it all goes on, when it all goes kaplooey, okay, when the power goes out, you go, but I got my ATM card. They're going, we ain't got no electricity, can't use it, okay, but I need a loaf of bread. Sorry, I need a gallon of gas. Sorry, not that the gas could be pumped anyway, but you know what I mean. Sorry, I got to get my electrolytes in. My little this thing. Have I ever used the cup in a cup method for tomatoes? Obviously not, because I don't know what it is. So interesting, but yeah, I don't know what it is. Trying to picture what it could be, but the only thing I'm thinking is taking, like I showed you guys once before about the self-watering bucket. I showed you guys how to do that a couple of years ago. That's the only thing I'm thinking that maybe it's what you're talking about. I'm not sure. Frank Drebin, I hacked Facebook and Instagram. Wait, where am I? Frank, you let your account be hacked by Joe Biden. So, yeah. All right. Speaking of, let's take a look of if we got any updates here real quick, just because I want to know. Vermont's close. Trump's only ahead by 2 points. Tennessee's been called, not a big surprise. Yeah, right about what they talked. 81% to 16. Oklahoma's been called, 77% to 20. Okay, so yeah, we're still waiting on Maine, Mass, Alabama, Arkansas closes in about 8 minutes, and Vermont. So yeah, we'll see if we'll see what happens, but it's hopefully the news tomorrow morning is Nikki Haley goes home with her tail between her legs, but we'll see what happens. All right. Gizmo 9067. What crops do you raise in straw bales? You can raise about any. Okay. And again, go back and watch the videos on how I showed you do it. Once you condition your straw bale, basically what you got is, I won't say portable, but you got, because once you condition it, you ain't moving it. Okay. I mean, you're filling it with water. It's going to be heavy as anything. But you basically have straw insulation around an internal compost heap, because that's what you're doing. You're pumping so much nitrogen onto all that straw or the first couple of weeks to get it to build up compost in the center. It's all heated up. Then you can plant tomatoes in there or peppers in there. It's great for growing sweet potatoes. I love it for sweet potatoes. But I mean, practically anything you want. You're just planting, for all intents and purposes, directly into compost. So if you condition it right, you will have a block of compost that you're planting into. The only thing I use it for is strawberries, sweet potatoes. But you can go on YouTube and watch all sorts of videos on everything. About people growing cucumbers in there or tomatoes in there, or peppers or anything you want. It's a great way to put a garden wherever you want. You live in the city or something, and it's pavement everywhere, concrete everywhere, but you got a patio out back. Go get a couple of straw bales from somewhere, put them out on the patio, and you got instant garden. Trisha, just check. Baker Creek has banana pepper seeds. Okay, yeah, like I said, I got them from Johnny's, so but Hoss Tools didn't have any, which is where I usually my go-to. Tristan Davis, take a look at meshtastic.org. Cheap encrypted off-grid messaging. You'll understand the value once you see it. Got my devices today. Okay, I've never heard of it, so yeah, I'll go check that out. Eladwin Mare, plant from actual peppers. I would, except like I said a couple of weeks ago or last week when I realized this, I forgot to save banana pepper seeds last year, so I didn't have any. Rita Holcomb, I can't find any kind of squash transplants anywhere. Finally had to plant seeds. Yeah, I mean, just plant seeds. I mean, squash is so easy to grow. I don't care if it's acorn squash or butternut or zucchini or summer squash or anything. That squash is about the easiest thing you can grow. So yeah, don't waste your money. Spend $6 at Walmart for a plant. You put a seed in the ground, and in a week and a half, you've got a plant that's the same size as what Walmart's charging you for $6. Because squash grow like crazy. Shirley, pinball. Last summer, I planted some ginger and completely forgot to dig it up. Would it be safe to cook with? Yes, absolutely, no problem. You can dig it up, break the pieces of, whatever you've got there in the root, break it into pieces, cook with whatever you want, replant the rest of it, and let it keep growing. Yeah, no problem there. Annie, what do you use banana peppers for? Any good recipes? Pickling them. That's about it. Okay. I mean, you guys know I love peppers. Okay. But pickled peppers, here, I'll show you. Pickled banana peppers, and they are delicious. So, yeah, I know what my snacks. No, I can't have them now. Damn it. Yeah, somebody always gets me to get up once a week or so, but yeah, it's like, oh, look, I was going to open it up and eat them, and I was like, I can't do that. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, we grow so much garlic, and everybody's like, why do you grow so much garlic? Because Mrs. P loves to pickle the garlic, and we'll eat pickled garlic like crazy too. So yeah, we go through quite a bit of vinegar here. Foxenny says more primaries just reported. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, I'm delayed on the deal here. No, nothing from what I talked a minute ago. So yeah, you guys aren't not thinking. Okay. Sherry Covell, mail order system update 1124 removed auto refill from all our prescriptions. No notification. Oh, isn't that nice? Yeah, because if you forget, they don't have to send it to you. And then you're screaming at your doctor going, where are my scripts? And they're going, well, you didn't call it in. Right. Whoops. Shot to the bottom. Hang on. I'm close. There we go. Lisa McLeod, I found a bunch of banana pepper plants at Lowe's on Sunday. What were they charging for them? There's the catch. So, remember, what was it last year? I think we were talking about this, and Walmart wanted $5 or $6 for each, little 3-inch pot. Yeah, no. Estate Time 85, tithing is a fee, not a gift. Ain't that the truth? Yeah. Well, at that point, if they're going to get 10% of everybody's income, everybody that goes to church, I know why Joel Osteen's worth $500 million. Is he worth it? No. Let's see. Prayerful EA, cabbage is best cooked with bacon. Well, that's part of what goes into pork and cabbage. So, but again, you guys, but then again, if you're going to cook it, You're never going to see me turn my plate away from sauerkraut or coleslaw or anything like that. I mean, cabbage is another one. Fortunately, cabbage is something I'm supposed to be able to have. Problem is, I can't have coleslaw because of the mayonnaise. So unless they just make a vinegar coleslaw, that's about it. But gee, vinegar and me, not a problem. Uh, mini little bit. Am I getting that right? I recommend Seeds for Generations, a veteran-owned small business in Virginia. Okay, never heard of them. I will remember that one. Put that one on the list to go check out. Laura Story, Pinball. I love spinach. Have I grown any? Lots of vitamins. Spinach is going to be a crucial prepper crop. I implore everybody to learn how to cook it because spinach is very high in iron. Okay. And you're going to be hard pressed to get that from any other food that you're going to be able to eat. I mean, we're not going to have the access to beef per se in an SHTF event. Women, you all know the importance of iron. Okay. But spinach should be one of those that everybody knows how to grow. The problem, and I do grow it sometimes. The problem with spinach is it doesn't store well. You can't really can it. I mean, it's just one green mush. Otherwise, you can freeze it, which is fine. But most of the time, the way you're going to want to eat spinach is fresh. So fortunately, spinach is also one of those things that you can grow in a pot, keep it in the house, and keep picking from the same plant over and over and over again. So yes, but spinach is something everybody should know how to grow. It's not the easiest to grow. 76 Gina Bay. My dad was a preacher. He did a sermon over 20 years ago, getting used to the dark. Yeah. Yeah, we got a lot of us that better get used to the dark soon. Flint McRock, how do I know when to harvest my garlic? You will see the scapes, the leaves, if you will will get brown, okay? And then when the garlic has fallen over it, you figure, trying to do this, okay? So this arm is ground level, and so you got your scapes coming out like this. When it does that, that's when you pull it. That's when it's done growing, okay? As long as those scapes are still vertical, let it keep going until that scape falls over. When the scape falls over, that's when you want to pick it. And then Prep Rebel saying garlic's usually harvested June or July. That is correct. For me, it's actually a little bit later. It's July or August. Garlic's usually about 9 months from planting to harvesting. Elodwin Meyer lemon trees grow great in containers inside during the winter. Yes, you can grow those. So I said, if you get small lemon tree or small orange tree or something, you do it. But lemons, okay, I'm not going to sit here and eat on a lemon. I'll sit here and chew on a pepper all day long. Jennifer Jacks, have I ever heard of a business not taking a personal check due to my credit score? No. How does I've got a big question there is how could the business know your credit score? Because I ain't giving anybody my social security number, and that's the only way you're getting my credit score. So if they know my credit score, do we have a case of identity theft going on? Because they shouldn't know my social security number. Prep Rebel, solo cup to plant tomato seedlings. Poke holes in both and offset the holes for drainage. Okay. Yeah, I mean, for tomato starts, that's fine. You're not going to grow a tomato plant in a solo cup. That's not going to happen. Just see a plant that's this wide on a base like this. Do you think it'll tip over? Yeah, okay. I don't see the point of it, but all right, that somebody wants to, I tried electroculture. It doesn't work, but people believe in it, so they'll do their thing. Kevin Little, our small town here in central New York recently busted an illegal sex trafficking ring here at 3 a.m. It's all heading this way. Gee, was that Jerry Nadler's district, or was it Chuck Schumer's district, Kirsten Gillibrand's district, AOC's district? Which one of those upstanding citizens that you have there in New York was running that one? You know, how many times was Joe there? Is there a sniffing room? Michael Eversberg, pinball, can used tea bags be used in lieu of coffee grounds in making my 10-10-10? Yes. Uh, tea leaves are another great source of uh, nitrogen. You can use the whole tea bag. Just make sure when you do, you take a pair of scissors and cut out that little staple from the string to it. But as long as it's a paper tea bag, not one of those plastic ones. You get the plastic ones. Don't use those. But you don't have to take the whole tea bag apart and dump it out. Just again, tea, just like anything else, make sure you throw it in the dehydrator, in the oven, or whatever to dry everything out before you grind it up. Mary Marks, is it time to take the mulch or the compost off of garlic bulbs in Zone 7, Southern Indiana? No. I have not taken mine. Is still all covered in leaves. They are still happily covered in leaves, and they will stay covered in leaves until I am past my last frost date. Garlic can handle the cold, no problem, but you're keeping that, as long as you're keeping the soil insulated, you're going to get better growth out of the garlic. Just leave it there. You can leave it there all summer if you want. It's not going to hurt it, okay? If you don't want leaves or wood chips or grass clippings, whatever, you can take it back, but not until your last frost date. How long does flour last in Mylar bags? Grumpy G is asking. Hang on, I don't have everything committed to memory. Let me go to my food deal. I will tell you here real quick. 10 to 15 years. Okay, so. Prep Rebel, that's a good point. I think I did a video on this once. Great tip for planting seedlings on the cheap is to use toilet paper rolls. I'll give you just an idea how to do this. So you have it, take a toilet paper roll, which is about 6 inches, cut it in half. So you got 2 3-inch sections. Put on the edge 4 slits in the bottom, okay, and one of the edges that are maybe 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch long. Fold that over like how you close a box, and now you've just built yourself a little biodegradable cup that you can put a seedling in and go from there. To make it even easier, if you got those flat egg crates, that you get, 30 eggs in or whatever it is, then put them all in there, and now you've got a tray that you can actually move, and you don't have to carry each one of these one by one. Praying for us all. When do you put your cabbage out in the garden? I'm going to put it out probably this weekend. I'm actually a little late. I wanted to put it out the 1st of March, but my compost isn't going to be here until Friday, so I'm a week behind. So it'll go out. But I found last year, following Farmer's Almanac, planting when the Farmer's Almanac said to plant for my area, I got small heads and had bug problems with them. When I planted very early, late February, beginning of March, I got huge heads. My cabbage were beautiful. No bugs because it was too cold. Cabbage can handle temperatures down to 26. Okay, so don't worry about, oh my God, it's cold. It's gonna, kill the plant. No, not unless you get a deep, deep freeze. By this point here, beginning of March, we shouldn't, okay? You need to know your area. Everybody's area is different for weather, okay? International Falls, no, you're not planting cabbage yet. But I have found, my experience is the earlier I plant the cabbage, the better cabbage crop I get. And this will give you the other silly one. When it's got more cold temperatures, the cabbage is actually sweeter. Because the late season cabbage, that we had was very, very bland for a taste. Uh, Von Mousetrap, will squash bugs destroy my butternut squash? Yes, they will if you're not careful. Yeah, they will get, because they'll go right into the stems and they'll kill the squash. So again, when you get squash vine borers, get some aluminum foil, and at the base of the plant, right where the plant goes into the soil where the roots go, wrap the plant right there with aluminum foil. That'll keep the vine borers off of it. Beardful Patriot, how do I eliminate squash bugs? They devastate squash and cucumbers too. Exactly. Easiest way to eliminate them is not let them on their plants, and the best way to do that, like I just said, put aluminum foil around the base of the plant, because they need a way to get up, and that's how they do it. They're going into that base. All right, let's go take a look real quick, because I can. All right, Virginia, North Carolina, we knew. Oklahoma, Tennessee, we knew. Wow, Vermont is now a tie within one vote, 10,992 to 10,991. How about that one? That's the current, with a third of the votes in. Alabama's too early to call. Trump's up by 81 points. Maine, too early to call. Trump's up by 50. Massachusetts, too early to call. That is early. Arkansas, they've got 0.2% of the vote in, but they've already called it for Trump. So, yeah. Gee, Nikki, you're not doing so good today. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Okay. Let's see where we were. Gotta find We Shot to the Bottom while I was off looking around here. Let's see what I got. Okay, I'm getting close. A Cushnet Prepper. Hey, Pinball, do I also like jalapeno peppers? Yeah, I've done videos on dehydrating jalapeno peppers. Showed you what I did with that. Told you that dehydrated jalapeno peppers ground up make a good weapon. You want to talk about pepper spray. Take some dehydrated pepper and, a little salt shaker. Throw that in somebody's face. Trust me, they ain't moving. But yeah, I mean, I love making pickled jalapenos or slicing them with cream cheese and bacon, doing it that way, just turning it into a rub. All sorts of good reasons for having jalapenos. Yet my chili. Viva Cristo Ray, have I tried pickled eggs? Again, I love pickled eggs. I love about pickled anything, guys. So, yes. Barbara C., a couple of years ago, I planted green beans in straw bales. They turned out great. Yeah, again, because they are getting all that nutrient from that compost. Geez, Lisa McLeod, $2.78 a pot for banana peppers at Lowe's. Okay, get me up again. $2.78 a pot for banana peppers. $2.79 for a packet of seeds. It'll get you a whole lot more than one plant. If I bend it over, you can see everything down here is seeds. So there's probably, 50 seeds in there. Okay, 50 plants for the same money. There you go. The peppers are easy to start. Okay, just need it to be warm. Canning Man, we just planted our second peach tree and 2 avocado trees as well. Okay, you got to live somewhere where it's warm. I'm guessing California, Nevada, Arizona, somewhere out there would be my guess. But good, yeah. It'll take a couple of years till you're going to start seeing any fruit on them. But, the old saying, when's the best time to plant a fruit tree? 10 years ago. When's second best? Today. So, get it. Viva Cristo Rayo, mayo made with butter is good. See 2 Crazy Ketos. I've seen the the butter mayo and stuff like that. I just have not made any yet. I mean, it's like the uh, pork rind bread. I've seen that too. I just haven't done it. Looks interesting. Uh, okay, more on the mayo. Spinach quiche. There you go. There's a way to do it. Mary ZJ9JZ. Either YouTube added that or you got an interesting story behind that. Dandelion is high in iron, it's even on the list of Red Cross website for people who give blood. Yeah, I mean, and we talked about dandelions a couple of weeks ago about it's edible. You can use it in salads, as you're talking about high in iron. You can use it as a painkiller and a tincture. So, yeah, I mean, all these fertilizers that kill all your dandelions, like dumbass. No, you're gonna kill the dandelion. Go pick them first. Get the yellow flowers, pick those, then kill them. That's fine. Von Mousetrap, Mr. P, recommendations for a beginner food dehydrator. I'm not going to give you that. Okay. I had a 70 some odd dollar one or whatever that I bought off of Amazon. I don't remember who it was. I've still got it. It's upstairs somewhere. It's now a backup. But it was junk. It worked, but I got the Kosori that I reviewed about a year ago or something like that. Uh, it works in a quarter of the time and has twice the capacity. And because it's not stackable shelves, it's slide-in shelves. With the stackable shelves, you have no choice that anything that's over that thick, the next shelf goes right on top of it. But with the slide-in shelves, kind of like how your oven is, where you can move the racks in different places. I want to dehydrate fish. Fish is 2 inches thick. It wouldn't fit in the other one. Just take out one of the center racks, put it in. I'm good. Just go buy the Kosori. It's worth the extra money. Chris Bulldog, which side of the straw bales are you planting in, the cut or the uncut? You want to have the cut side so it looks like straws going straight down. That's what you want to be planting it into the straws. Royal Lioness, I use marbles in the bottom of my solo cups. I'm assuming that you're trying to do somewhat of drainage. You don't really have to. I mean, I get your point in one respect, is it adds some weight in there so it doesn't tip over. But if you're using it for drainage, don't bother. Elaine Pruden, dehydrated spinach is great in fried green beans and bacon. That sounds good right now in winter. Yeah, that sounds really good. You can tell I am missing my vegetables, guys, just so you know that. Dale from Ohio, Pinball, did you see that Kristen Sinema quit running for Senate? Yes, I did. The fact that Carrie Lake is leading, Ruben Gallego is in second, and Kirsten Sinema was 20 some odd points behind both of them doesn't surprise me. Unlike Nikki Haley, Kirsten Sinema saw the writing on the wall and said, I'm going to get my ass kicked. Why am I going to waste my entire summer when I'm going to lose? So, and she should have never been in there in the first place. I mean, she was always, a few cards short of a deck anyway. So, but I mean, what did she expect to happen? She bailed on the Democrat Party, said, I'm an independent. And the Democrats said, okay, we're running a Democrat then. Gee. Deborah, East Tennessee 65, sweet or hot banana peppers? I like the sweet ones better. Beef and chicken. Pinball, don't forget to label all my tomato seedlings this year. Then I won't have a problem. Those are the only ones I'm growing. One type of tomato this year. So, yeah, we're not doing the Russian tomatoes this year. I am doing a straight regular beefsteak tomato. So, Susan Lathrop says, looks like Maine and Oklahoma called for Trump. I will go look. Yep, Maine I see was, Oklahoma was. So we're still waiting on Alabama, Massachusetts, and Vermont. Okay. So, and all right, Trump is still ahead in Vermont now by 1.2, up in Alabama by 84. It's, God. And Massachusetts, Trump's actually up by 25 points. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much everything east of about, or I'm sorry, west of Lowell will be voting for Trump. All right, back to this screen. Okay, Flint McRock. I didn't keep my banana pepper seeds last year because I planted them in between my giant Marconis. Toward fall, I had the strangest looking peppers. I had large banana peppers with red and yellow spots. Okay, there's an issue there. That's not from last year. You must have done that 2 years ago. Because if a plant cross-pollinates, if you planted your banana peppers and your Marconis next to each other this year, the plants will still give you true Marconis and true banana peppers. It's the seeds that have now crossed, and you will get Frankenpepper the next year. Okay, but the first year they cross, you'll still get the regular ones. So you probably did that 2 years ago. RN Up North Burr SM. Okay. What compost am I buying, local or ordered? Yes. Actually, you guys know Buzzard Prepper. Buzzard lives a couple hours from me, and he's got a connection to get mushroom compost. And so he's bringing me a trailer full of mushroom compost here out on Friday. So, yes, this is kind of all of us working together. So, Coyote Escalor. Coyote ES. Okay, we're trying to say something. I'm not sure. ESG lore. Empty toilet paper rolls filled with dryer lint also make good fire starters. Yep, that's very. Throw a little bit of Vaseline in there and you're all set. We just shot to the bottom, so I got to find where I was again. Grumpy old Dan. Squash bugs and vine borers, two completely different. Okay, I'm sorry. I was thinking that we were talking about vine borers. Okay, my apologies. And squash bugs and stuff like that. Yeah. 76 Gina Bay. Just built a house. No garden. No garden. Is best in container. They're talking about what is best in the container for first year. You can grow again, just like straw bales, about anything you want. Tomato in a 5-gallon bucket. Put a cucumber plant in a 5-gallon bucket. You can plant potatoes in a 5-gallon bucket. The only things that you're not going to be able to grow, you're not going to try to do corn because corn is, y'all know you need blocks of corn because it's wind pollinated, right? So don't do something like that. But I mean, if you want to do peppers or tomatoes or cucumbers or potatoes, I wouldn't do sweet potatoes. Carrots, yeah. I mean, almost anything. I'd say 80% of your vegetables you can easily grow in a 5-gallon bucket. Just Nana. Okay, you got me. I don't like pickled okra. You're right. Yelling. Broken Dolly, have I ever canned my own mandarin oranges? No, I have not. I've never had a mandarin orange tree. So, Prep Rebel says, have I ever made compound butters for my carnivore diet, or is butter off limits? Asking for a friend. No, butter. I haven't made compound butters or anything like that, but no, butter is definitely not off limits. I mean, I'm probably going through a box of butter a week. So I gotta eat the butter. I need the fats. Prepro, beginner food dehydrator, Kasori. Yeah, I mean, that's it. Von Mousetrap, thank you all. Thank you, Mr. P. I'll go find your video. Thank you to everyone else who recommended it. Okay. And I'm sorry I forgot what the question was that you asked before. Maybe I know I answered one of yours. I just don't remember what it was. Christ, it's 8:54. Time flies. George's Garden. I'm strong-willed to talk about all these foods you love and can't have right now anyway. I want to lose the weight. That's the thing. And I'm getting there. Okay. So, slowly but surely. I mean, I didn't gain it all in a month, I'm not going to lose it all in a month. But if I just keep slow and steady, wins the race, drop it down. Like I said, my goal is to be 250 by Labor Day. So I think I can make that. Do, 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 do. Sunshine Alaska says, don't forget Alaska. Yeah, I know you guys have one. Your caucuses just started an hour ago. So everybody else is finishing. You guys are just starting. Was it 4 hours? Was it 4 hours and 5 hours difference when I was there last summer? I mean, it's like, like wake up. It's like, oh, it's 3 o'clock in the morning here. I'm like, crap. It's because I'm used to it being 8. I'm going to bed the time I'm used to getting up. Kang Man, there you go. I agree with you. Okra is gross. That's it. Trying to go back, see if I missed anything here. Because looks like you guys called it a night. All right. Well, that is it for questions we see. So let's just kind of go back and see what we got here. Nope, nothing in Vermont, nothing in Mass. Oh, they called somebody else. What was the other one we're waiting on? Oh, Alabama's been called. Okay, not a big surprise. So that's now a 80-point lead. 88.3 to 8.5. 8,109 votes to 782. Yeah. Hey, Nikki, if you're lucky in Alabama, you might get as many votes as you got in Washington, D.C. You only need about 400 more. Don't count on it. Vermont is starting to pull a little bit. Trump's up by 2.5. So, but see, you got to remember places like Vermont. Vermont's an open primary, so all the Democrats and all the independents get to vote, which is basically Nikki Haley's constituents, or her voting bloc. I can't think of the word I'm looking for. Republicans aren't voting for her. Rhinos maybe, but true conservatives, libertarians, constitutionalists, no, they aren't voting for Nikki Haley. She doesn't believe in any of those things. What do we get at 9 o'clock here? In 3 minutes, we get Colorado, who Trump's on the ballot, Minnesota, Texas. Yeah, those three. Texas should be. How's that? Oh, I get. So Texas. Okay, here's a good, because Texas is multiple time zones. That's why. The polls don't close. I'm assuming this is like out in El Paso until a couple of minutes from now, but on the eastern side of Texas, it's already closed. Trump is leading Texas right now by 56 points. 727,000 to 187,000. So yeah, I think that one's going to be called in 3 minutes. Colorado, who knows, who cares? Minnesota, who knows, who cares? Those states aren't even in play for November, so I really don't care. Massachusetts, I really don't care. Vermont, yeah, so basically all the conservative states, Trump talk, okay, that are closed. The liberal states, yeah, I mean, Trump's leading on all of them anyway. So. All right, well, that is the extent of it, unless anything came in for questions here in the last minute or so. I will look, but no, I don't see anything. All right, guys, well, if we're out of questions, then we'll call it 2 minutes early tonight. Have a good one, y'all. We'll see you in the morning. Pinball out.